Everyone. Welcome to the Solar and Storage Market Series. My name is Erez Dolev, and I'm the Managing Director here at RENVU. Today, we are going to be hearing from Barthen Balu, Project Manager at Illumine-i, about Illumine-i's engineering services. We also have with us today Kyle Peace, a Senior Engineer at RENVU, to share RENVU's advanced online design and quote engineering tool. Quote generating tool, sorry, and show how to create complicated quotes with a full bill of materials in just a few minutes. But before we dive in, and while we're waiting for more people to join, I'd like to give a little background on RENVU and some of the products and services we offer. RENVU is a US-based solar equipment distributor. We've been in the industry since 2012, and we currently have fulfillment facilities in California, New Jersey, and Texas. Our sales staff all have background within engineering and solar installation. A few products quickly to spotlight here. We have the new NEC 2023 safety label pack that will cover any residential installation needs. We carry the whole solar portfolio: HomeGrid, GrowOut, Soluna, Renon, and Fortress Power batteries, and can beat any price you see out there. We have the Solar L3 commercial battery banks to pair with the three-phase 30K and 60K inverters. We carry the Lumin Smart Panels. This is a great device to add to a solar and storage project since it allows you to use the existing main and sub panels and control the loads remotely during power outage, or set rules for which loads will continue to work and which ones will be dropped. We have plenty of RunEnergy Hyperion modules, 405 watt black, 550 watt, and 575 watt modules, which we're offering at as low as 15 cents at the moment. We have the whole portfolio of Enphase IQ8 series and offering the IQ8H, M, and Plus at discounted pricing. And if you're looking for T-gaskets to make a solar array watertight, Bleeker has several options for different modules gap sizes. Here's our bulk module price list for large volume options and our upcoming offerings of solar modules. And we carry RunEnergy Hyperion, Zenshine, Canadian Solar, Q-Sales, Hyundai, Telsun, Solar for America, REC, and more. We are sharing in the chat a link to this page. We update it regularly, so you can stay up to date with our latest deals and bulk orders. Yeah. I'd like to take a minute to also mention the Bleeker residential carport. This is a great way to extend existing solar systems or an alternative solution where you cannot install solar on a roof and when the customer is looking for more added values. I'll start a short version of the installation video here while I'm presenting. The carport is designed to be assembled by a small crew. It doesn't require any specialized or heavy machinery to install. This is a solar structure, so it's eligible for the 30% ITC and possibly the extra 10% for US-made products. It is modules and inverters agnostic, and it's designed and fabricated in the US and made from US-sourced galvanized steel, and it comes with 25-year warranty. The structure is coming with a Texas Structural Engineer PE stamp on engineering letter, but if you need your permitting package PE stamped, Illumine-i here have the capabilities of stamping for any state in the US. You can install up to 24 solar modules with 4 columns of 6 modules. A 2-car carport will generate about 10 kilowatts. You can use residential and commercial modules with it, with load capacities of up to 48 pounds per square foot snow, 215 miles per hour wind load, and seismic design category F. We are sharing a link to the full version of this video and in the chat, and we'll also add it to the follow-up email. Okay. Now I will hand it over to Kyle Peace to go over the online quote generating tool to show you how you can generate a quote with a full system just a few minutes, and we will get started with the webinar from there.
Thanks, Aris. All right. Y'all should be able to see my screen here now. I'm sharing the RENVU.com homepage, and I'll be going over that design and quote tool. It's one of my favorite things about our website is this value it adds, being able to quickly generate a quote, and then combined with the streamline process, sending it over to Illumine-i and getting your permit design set to send over to your AHJ. It's just a really slick, streamlined process. A lot of our customers have really enjoyed it, and so I'm excited to share that with you today. So the design quote tool, before we get started on it, you'll want to make sure you're logged in. You'll see your name or your company account at the top right corner here. If you don't have an account, we basically just need an email address and a shipping address so that we can send quotes over and generate the shipping costs for those. So once you've done that, log in, and then just below the top banner here is the solar design and quote tool. A lot of you have seen my spiel about this design and quote tool. I'm going to slow it down a little bit and go into a little bit more detail than normal, since it's so related to the whole webinar topic today. Once you're on the design and quote tool page, you'll have the start step. There's 6 steps as we go through this. And on the start step, you can choose between a full system or a subset. If you already have panels or inverters, you can deselect those. One thing I want to note, if you deselect solar panels on the panels page, it's going to give you either the default of our primary in the system, or you can put in the wattage, electrical characteristics, dimensions, so that it'll generate the right calculations and racking materials that you would need for that module. And one funny little thing is you got to put a name in there. I'm working with our team to update that, so you don't have to add that unnecessary little step there, but just something that does trip some people up, so I wanted to point it out. But for this demonstration, we're going to go with full system. On the panels page, you'll choose between any of our available options, including it'll default to our most popular, generally most cost-effective module that we supply, followed by a variety of other options, including some commercial larger format options. And as you click around and the price is loaded, you'll also see a price per watt metric. This is really helpful in comparing the relative cost of different panels. Some manufacturers are far more expensive than others, and sometimes we have some great overstock purchases that have allowed us to drop pricing on different modules. So that dollar per watt metric will show up. This is only for a single module tier. So as you go to pallet quantities or multi-pallet quantities, that price per watt also drops as well. And for this demonstration, I'm actually going to show the Hyperion 545s. I think these are a neat option that are seeing some good discounts coming up. So I do want to have them on people's radar, and they're great for ground mounts. So that's a popular configuration I want to highlight today. So we're going to go with the Hyperion 545, and then we'll choose our racking. Now, for this demonstration purposes, the 545s, I wouldn't recommend putting up on a residential roof, just because they're so large and cumbersome that they're hard to install. It's not something you generally put on a standard residential roof, fitting around all of the features of a residential roof, but I'll show the options for it here. We have comp shingle, Spanish tile, flat tile, and metal roof. Under the comp shingle, there's a variety of roof attachments, including the Flashfoot 2 and the Halo Ultra Grip, which is a pretty neat roof attachment the Iron Ridge just came out with. as you're making these selections, if you don't know what something is, you can see the bill of materials change. And you can click on any of these and it will open a new tab with that item and the manufacturer documents. I'll give a demonstration of what that looks like here. And here's the Halo Ultra Grip, and then below we have the documents, a cut sheet, install manual, all of that. So you can learn as you go. Pretty neat feature of our design tool. And for Spanish tile, there's a Spanish tile hook that is used for the roof attachment, similar with the flat tiles. And then under metal roof, there's a variety of metal roof profiles you can use. And this doesn't actually capture all of them. We primarily use S5 roof attachments. And if there's a certain clamp that you need that is a little different than the SKUs that populate here, just write in and let us know, and we can supply any of the S5 line. So I just wanted to highlight there as well, because that's a common question. So then the next roofing type, flat roof, there's option to use a ballasted system that would use like the Iron Ridge BX, which would be an appropriate option for these Hyperion 545s. If you have a commercial building and you're looking to get those up there, I would recommend that as a primary option. Alternatively, we can also supply tilt legs. It's a penetrating system, or if you have, we put it under flat roof because some commercial buildings have a low slope metal roof, and so we just wanted to also present that there as another way to see that flat roof option. And then Ayers pointed out carports, we can put those 545s up on a carport. I think the 400s fit in a little better, but it is option here. You can add multiple carports in a conjoined tandem structure where it would share center columns, and you can get a bill of materials for that option, as well as choosing the powder coating color. And if you need a heavy duty upgrade or any of the accessories, you can add those on there on that page as well. And then under ground mount, which I've been wanting to get to, there is a couple options, Iron Ridge or Power Field. Iron Ridge is a penetrating on pier foundation pipe structure that supports the array, whereas Power Field is a ballasted tub, which actually they're too small for the current iteration of tubs. They're just too small for these Hyperion commercial modules, but we may see an innovation in the future that would allow them to be a viable option. So Iron Ridge is what I'd recommend for these Hyperion 545s. And then we'll do a 4-row, 6-column array, which gives us a 13 kilowatt DC array size. And you get a little sketch of it here that you can see approximately what you're looking at for the footprint. On the next page, we're looking at inverters. So there's options between microinverters, optimizers, string inverters. If you're really interested in those end phase, they can technically fit the IQ8H on the 545s, although I would, if you have any partial shading concerns, I would definitely recommend switching over and looking at optimizers for this large of a module. It's just a really high DC to AC ratio. We show that DC to AC ratio for each of these options as you go through the design tool here. You could also add storage with end phase and with any of the other string inverter optimizer options as well. So under optimizers, if you really had a partial shading issue, defaults to the Tigo TS4AOs. Those are tried and true optimizers we've always recommend when working with Solarc or GrowWatt or Fortress. They work great there. And then also under optimizers and string inverters, they're similarly configured where you can choose between a single phase standard 240 volt system, or if you have a 3-phase commercial system, we can choose between the 208 and 480 volts. So you can get those Solarc 30K or 60K with the L3 batteries as options, as well as Fortress Power eSpire Minis that have become more popular. But for this demonstration, the vast majority of people are looking at a single phase. And I want to highlight Solarc here. I think it's a good pairing. The Solarc 15K is a super popular inverter for this. And then as for batteries, the HomeGrid 19.2 is really popular, but we also have great deal on the Fortress Power eVault Max. So take a look at that. And then once you've made your inverter selection, we can go to the final page. Spare panels is an option. I highly recommend it if you have a wayward frisbee or a branch come down or something, smash a panel. It's so handy to have something on hand and be able to have a drop-in replacement ready to go. Several years down the road, the panels that you're going to need are just not going to be as easy to find. It continually is happening in my experience. So it's something I do recommend. Cables, connectors, and wire clips you can also add on. In this case, it would be the 10 gauge 19 strand PV wire, as well as some solar lock MC4 type connectors. Then those PV labels Ares was mentioning. If you want a Lumen Smart Panel, that's a cool feature that helps you have more granular control of that battery's usage in your house between the appliances, which is really important for such an expensive component that you're potentially adding in there. And then if you have EV, you can add EV charger as well. Once you've made your selections, hit finish, and you can review your selections. If you need to go back at this point at any time, no problem. You can go back and make any changes you need. And then you can hit generate a project and email me a quote. You'll get an email with a quote number and all of this in a PDF. You can write in if you need any changes, or if you see we have a deal that you want applied, go ahead and reach out. You can just reply that email, and myself or one of my teammates will get back to you in a short order. And we also monitor the quotes that are coming in and being made, and we'll reach out if we have any availability or configuration or promotional offers that could apply to that. We'll let you know proactively so you could take advantage. And also, once you have that quote, then the next step will be we'll send you a link to this in those quote emails, but you'll get basically a link to a page like this that will discuss how you can fill out a permit form and copy the quote over to Illumine-i, and they will get going on a permit plan set draft for you. So it's really slick, streamlined system that way. And I'll go ahead and hand it over to Illumine-i now. Thank you.
Just one thing to mention here. What after this webinar, anybody that will use Illumine-i services, we will send over a free NEC 2023 safety labels for using the services. This is a good way maybe to incentive people to try it. Just before we are transferring it to Illumine-i, if you have any questions about these products, what Kyle was talking about, and what Illumine-i will talk about, you can ask in the Q&A section. If you will hover your pen at the bottom, you will see their Q&A icon. You can click it and ask your questions. We will get to those questions at the end of the presentation. You can also email our sales team at info@renvu.com for more information and pricing. I'll just mention that this webinar is being recorded, and we will send you a link in a follow-up email. We also have recordings of previous webinars on the RENVU YouTube channel if you want to take a look at those. And without further ado, I will hand it over to Bharathan.
Yeah, thanks, Raj, and thanks, Kyle. So I'll quickly share my screen and think my screen is visible, so.
Yeah, looks good.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, I'll keep it short. So to start with, so hello everyone. Thanks for showing up to this webinar, and I thank everyone who joined today. I'm Bharadhan, project manager at Illumine-i, and I'm super excited to introduce you to our existing services and the latest offering that we're going to provide from moving forward. Today, we will be diving into how comprehensive service can help streamline your projects and deliver value to installation and beyond. This is something we always believed. So as Illumine, we always wanted our customers to be the hero of their customers' trust. And how we do it is by the engineering solutions that we make sure your project flows in a way that empowers your customers' trust. I wouldn't say the project how it moves. So since we were in this industry for a very long time and we know how the project flows, and we know in advance like where are the areas that we should be cautious about, and with that we have proven quality history throughout the service. And without wasting time, I'll just quickly jump to our firm's overview. So who's Illumine, who we are, and how it is started. I'll just give you a quick overview on how it is being started, or like how it is founded. So back in 2015, Illumine is a brainchild of two engineering experts who worked in the solar market on the different verticals of solar market, I would say. So where they wanted to address the pain points that are faced by the installers, EPCs, even the single homeowners, with the motto or with the commitment which says that engineering done right. To give that, the company started back in 2015 with a team of 5. Our primary focus was on the residential solar projects, and over the period of time, it has grown as a 300 plus member company. And all over the journey, we made sure like every milestone that we reached, we made success. Like the 2017 utility scale projects, and at 2019 we entered a new vertical of construction engineering, and at 2021 we established a power and construction engineering altogether with a team of 150 plus employees. And then at 2022 we started a new business unit which is license engineering, and we do have servers across all 50 states of US. And at 2023, we established license engineering and the firm at GLF IT Park in Chennai. So this is the overview of Illumine, how it started back in 2015, and how it's being marching towards the success at every milestone it reached. And adding to it, I'm sorry, hello, am I audible? Sorry. I think there's a cut in my mic. So, as a company built by two engineers of the US ecosystem, so they were aware and they wanted to make sure that the experience and the result that are driven are set a standard apart from what the general market is being given, or what the general market is providing so far. So, to add it, we also being recognized by Forbes India as a potential company. I'm sorry, I think my screen got cut off. Just anyone can just quickly say if it is okay or not.
It's visible, but
We currently see the map with the milestones.
Cool. Just a minute. Sorry for that, guys. So, yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, we have been recently awarded as, or we recently recognized as a company uh, by the Forbes India. And then to proceed further. So we serve in different verticals. So our service offerings are mainly on of three different verticals. One is construction engineering, and the second one is power engineering, and the third is licensed engineering. With RENVU, what Kyle mentioned, so we do offer residential solar plant services. With a key focus of what we offer for RENVU, so we have taken power engineering as set example today, and the services that we offer in power engineering, or nevertheless, we start with solar residential projects, we do commercial and industrial projects, we also do utility scale projects, and the EV charging stations. And with all these years, we have a setup. We have done a pretty decent 2.5 gigawatts of engineering so far in the past 8 years. And as I mentioned earlier, we do have licensed and structural engineering professionals across 50 states of US, and we are one of the companies with a very good customer retention score. So this is altogether what Illumine is, and how our services are being fruitful for the customers over the period of time. And quickly, I'll hand it over to Ashwin to explain the detailed service that we offer when it comes to a commercial plan or even a residential permit plans, and the latest service or the value-add services that we are going to offer from our end. I'll quickly give it.
Yes, thank you so much, Bharadhan. I want to take this opportunity to tell about Illumin's new services. So from Illumin's side, what we actually discussed or what we brainstormed together is that we need to add value to the we need to add value to the services that we offer, that becomes to the permit plans and the engineering that we offer. We thought we should add more value here. That means we can add more services like an end-to-end project management. So I'll first quickly give you an insight on how we give our attention to detail to all the services that for to the design services in residential and commercial. So initially, we start with for the design service, we start with the system sizing and the production estimates, and then post that we go into the equipment selection, and post that we go into the solar layout. And in structural engineering, we do have our own, licensed engineering team where they will be able to help us with the dead load calculations, the solar structure attachment and anchoring details, with a professional engineering stamp, across all 50 states in US. And it's the same with the commercial and industrial plan sets, where we will also be able to help the clients out with a PV Sys report as well. And post that, we're also known for our quality, where we do three different levels of quality check. That is, firstly, we do the structural review and then the electrical review, and all these are done by experts over there. And then another third level of review is also done by the structural engineer and the electrical engineer, and post that we send it to the client. So that's why we are known for our quality as well. And moving on, so when I mentioned, Illumin wanted to add more value to the services that is currently being offered. So it is more like uh, an integrated project management that will serve like from site studies, from site survey, till the procurement of labels, till the construction. We will be able to support our clients with site surveys. We do have a extensive site survey checklist and a report that we give it to the client, so that it will be a one-stop solution for the a one shot. You can get all the details in one shot, and you can avoid the a resurvey in any case. So what do we do in a site survey is that, right now the clients use their sales reps, or they go ahead with site surveyors. But then the thing is, they'll have multiple points of contact to get the survey done. But when you go ahead with Illumine, so we do have this. We will do the site survey from our side, and then we take in the details. We get in. We make a report, send it to the design team, and the design team will be working along with that. They will, since we do the design, we know the exact points or the exact factors that will be necessary to complete a design plan. And we have the, once we give the report to the design team, it's going to reduce a lot of point of contacts here, and it's going to save a lot of time to the client. And post that, once the design is done, the engineering is going to it goes to the engineering section, and then there is a extensive quality check done there, and then after the stamps, it's going to go to the permits. So yes, from Element side, we do the permitting as well, for both ASJ and utility. So as you can see on the screen, there is building permits, and then there's interconnection applications, city license, inspection, and PTO as well. So we'll work together with the client here in the permit section. We will need few details from the clients. We do have an extensive checklist for the permitting as well. And then once we get all the details, we submit to the authorities, be it the SJ or the utility, and we constantly follow up to see if the plans go through or what's the issue in there. We constantly do a follow up there. And post that, once the permitting is completed, we move on to the procurement for construction. So we will be able to provide the bill of materials as well, and our very own product, the PV labels that we provide. So our PV labels, we do manufacture it in India and we ship it to the US. So in that case, like, we have made sure that we match the quality or even exceed the quality of the best players in the market currently, and it is at a highly competitive rate or pricing. And post that, we do have a construction document, where in that document you'll have all the details that a construction crew needs. So when you go to the site, you will be you will be needing uh, the construction crew needs a checklist, to once they go up on top of the roof, they will be needing a checklist that shows them these are all the things to be taken, if they've if they've taken everything. And then the plan set, the approved plan set, to help them with uh, the entire construction. And then there is this construction coordination as a service that we provide. It's basically an installer hotline, where if in case, while doing the construction, if the construction crew faces any kind of hassle, they can give a call to this particular hotline number, and we have a dedicated team that is going to help them out in that particular with that particular problem. So these are all the entire services, including design and engineering. It's going to be a complete project management from Element side. So, Bharathan, I guess you can take over from here.
Cool. Thanks, Akshwin. That's good. So yeah, as he mentioned, it's always Illumine. We always wanted to hear the unmet or unarticulated needs of our customers. So when I mentioned the unmet or the unarticulated needs are the pain points that are not only faced by the EPCs, we also wanted to address the pain points that are being faced by the construction crews or the end install crews as well. Over the period of time, we have proven that we are the best, or we are the standard company in the market by having an unconventional approach to the problems that we see. As you mentioned earlier, the project management, integrated project management service is one among the example that we set, and we are getting a lot of traction from our clients, and we are getting a lot of appreciations as well. So with another unconventional or unarticulated need. So what we wanted to help your crews or your construction crews at the site is the I folder. I folder is a comprehensive document of all project related information. So when I mean a I folder, it's typically a traditional way of file and papers, but that can be a bounty for your construction crew over the site. So what are the informations will that file contain, or what are the informations that are available in the files? I'll just brief you through. So we do have a crew check sheets, extensive crew check sheets. So according to the site, we at backend, our designers will make sure that we record all the necessary informations that are needed for the site. So let's start with the safety equipment and the consumables and the documents and manuals that are needed for the crew before starting from your hub or before starting from your warehouse. And then the pre-install check sheets. So at times we know that we might miss few things over the site, or we might miss few requirements, and we may know that on the site. So just to ensure that all the informations are being captured and all the required equipments are being equipped. So we have this pre-install check sheets, which have the details of the equipments that are required on the site, and any building requirements, any structural requirements, and also the electrical requirements. And with that, we have the construction document. What is a construction document? A construction document is a single sheet of consolidated document which will have the entire plan set. So we know when the crew is on the top of the roof or when they're doing electrical wiring. So we often get some doubts. So and we wanted it to be clarified, or we go back to our trunks and we just referred through all the pages. Like a residential plan will have a average of 15 to 20 design pages, and the crew goes through all the pages one by one to get all the information, so just to ensure that they're doing it in a right way. So to avoid that, or to make your construction crews work easy, what we have done is like we have consolidated the entire plan set, and we have made it as a single sheet. And then that single sheet information will cover the entire plan sets. It will cover the structural needs. It will cover the electrical needs. It also includes the AHA requirements, and if any special notes from the electrical engineer or the structural engineer, which the installer or the construction crew should be aware of while going to the site. So this is the key focus of having a construction document in the I folder. And also, we do have a construction hotline support, so which our team will support your install crews when and wherever it is needed. And two, we do also have the approved plan set, so just to ensure that things are going according to the plan. And as well as we mentioned, labels and placards. We do provide labels and placard services with high quality and a very competitive price in the market. And IVE card. What is an IVE card? IVE card is a similar kind of ID card or a scan card, which you can carry maybe like a visiting card in your packets, or anywhere that you can carry. You go to the roof, you might be inside the garage, and even you might be at middle of your travel. So just to check the plan set, or you don't want to get down off the roof and you don't want to go back to the trunk and you don't have to refer all the documents. Simply scan the document. It has all the manuals. It will have the construction document. It has the plan set, and it has all the requirements that are related to the project and related to the equipment that are being used in the project. And with that, we have the post-install check sheet. Installation can be done right. So post that, one challenge that everyone we face is the AHA approval and the PTO, permit to operate. So to ensure that the installation is done right, and we have followed all the codes and regulations that are being called by the AHA or the utility. So we have post-install check sheets exclusive or specific to the plan set or specific to the project, so that you can check all the general requirements, fire safety requirements, electrical requirements, even the roof checking, and all the arrays and other electrical main service requirements. So this post-install check sheet will ensure that your project is done right, installed right, and it is good to go. So this is all together we have as a value-add service for you with our existing service of design and engineering. Cool. So we call it as IVE engineering, which is like everything engineering or I have engineering. And we wanted to make sure we wanted to give a consultative approach, which is called a value engineering. Rather than designing a plan set and giving it to you, we wanted to make sure every single penny that you spend on should be valued and should be a fruitful return for you. And with Illumine, for past all these years, I can bet you you can uh, get any of our customers and you can ask about our quality as well as the approach that we had so far on all the projects and the deliverables, ensuring each milestone is reached with estimated timeline within the budget as well. Cool. So that's it from our end. I'll just take a minute. Like if you have any questions, you can quickly call it out to us, and I will take a moment to thank Eraj and team for giving us a space to express our services as well as our vision to the market.
Thanks,
Thanks, Bharat. One thing I wanted, sorry to cut you off. There's one thing I wanted to highlight is that it's really important for people to bring forward all of the information up front in that draft information file that we sent, that we have linked. And I was curious, what kind of information are pain points, or what's a common area where there's maybe a requirement for HJ to resubmit? Just trying to proactively think of ways to avoid that for some of the folks listening here.
Yeah, I got your point. So yeah, with respect to the AHJ, I would say we have to be pretty much updated with our requirements. So let's say I'll take a recent example of California. So California went to a NEM 3 and now the Illinois. So with the changing requirements, I would say the design team with our side, the challenges that we faced are the rejections on the battery sides. And I would say the rejections on placards as well. There are cases where we got rejections on the placards, on the labels that are being used, and even with the code compliance requirements. So just to ensure this, what are the informations that we want from the age or like from the client? I would say is pretty simple, that the address and the general information as of now that we are getting is pretty open and pretty enough for us. But I would say this is something on us to ensure that all the informations the client provided are being ensured and made sure, as Ashwin mentioned earlier, it starts from site survey till the design and engineering. So we have to make sure that all the requirements are being followed and are captured and are ensured that every requirement are validated and the outcome of the design as well as the installation are followed on the standards. So to keep it very simple, I would say we design according to the AHA or the utility requirement. And at the end case, there are times where at installation, due to some factors, we might change the wire routing or we might change the panel position. So which might cause few rejections in the AHAs, or which might, like because of the back and forth, we might get some rejections from the AHAs. So these are the areas that we have seen so far. And I think with all the services and extensive value adds that we are going to provide, it can be ensured. Hope that helps.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, those new PV labels I think will help with that NEM 3 in California as well. And yeah, it also reminded me every HJ is a little different, so it's impossible to keep up to date with every single municipality. Watch out for the fire access pathway setback requirements. It can be anywhere from 1 to 3 feet, depending on the structure. And of course, for single line diagrams, Illumine-i will need definitely that photo of the main panel and the main breaker to ensure you're able to backfeed, or if they need to go with a different backfeeding or connection route. So yeah, as you guys listening, as the kind of the stakeholders in your project, you drive your project, and we really have to feed in as much accurate and detailed information from the site and from the HJ in order to get these plan sets drafted and get them through on the first go. And if there is a revision required, in my experience, I've seen usually what it is like a 2 business day turnaround time is around what we're seeing. I've seen in the past when a revision is required. It's really quick, really a cost-effective way to get your permitting done.
Got it. I think with the turnaround time, I think Joshua, you can help us, like, or you can jump in.
Hi, Bharathan. Is it okay if I
Yes,
take
Swati. Yes, Swati.
Okay,
Sure.
yeah. So I'm Swati, and I'm the manager of the customer experience team here at Illumine. To address the point on the turnaround times, I think we have managed to, improvise our process even further. We're seeing much quicker turnaround times on revisions. The quick ones, the really small revisions, we were able to get out in a matter of few hours, with the others being just under 18 hours. That is something that we've been able to do with some process enhancements on our side. And just to possibly maybe connect back to what Bharathan said about AHJ requirements and the client inputs, the right kind of inputs, of course, valuable to create the right kind of deliverables, but we are also having a very robust database where we are proactively reaching out and trying to get the updated AHJ information, so as to minimize the risks of rejections as much as possible. And also, in case of wherever there is a mismatch or any issue, we do proactively offer proposed solutions to the client so as to minimize back and forth. So overall, I think this also impacts the project timelines. As long as we get the right kind of site photos and the details about the plan, we should be able to process it even faster. We have made a lot of changes with our internal database to sort of facilitate this as well.
Thank you, guys. Okay, so if anyone of the participants have questions, this is last chance to ask them in the Q&A. If not, we will we'll close the webinar at this point. Thank you, Bharathan and the Illumine-i team for presenting today. Thank you, Kyle, for co-hosting this webinar today with me. As mentioned, this webinar was recorded, and we will share a link in the follow-up email. And thank you, everybody, for participating. Our team will send over the email in the following 2 days. And have a great rest of your week, everybody.
Great. Thanks, Raj. Thanks, Kev, and thanks, team.
Thank you.